welcome to Coffee Talk, where we brew up curiosity around the world. I can smell the coffee all the way over here, Mr. Stein.
It smells delicious. I got a little holiday flair in my coffee today.
Oh,
Delicious.
yeah?
Put a little eggnog in it. Give it a little Christmassy kind of look.
A little cinnamon?
Yeah, happy holidays.
Happy Holidays edition.
I like your necklace.
Thank you.
It's very nice.
And I'm wearing my hat because it's very cold.
It's
and
very
we might
cold.
get a big snowstorm.
Storms are brewing. That's right.
It's a brewing,
It's
like
been-
the coffee.
That's right. You got it. There you
Oh,
go.
you see my new mug?
Ooh, no, who is it? Oh, the Golden Girls.
Girls.
The Golden Girls. I
The
love it.
golden hair.
That was such a good show.
I loved it. What a classic.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right.
What can we have here today?
Who's our special guest? What is that? That looks like a boat.
It's a boat.
It's a boat?
It is. It's the Beagle.
The Beagle. That's like my favorite boat, the Beagle.
The Beagle has stopped on its voyage to say hello to us at Coffee Talk.
Oh, very good. I love it.
I know.
Oh, some very.
I can't wait to hear about the Beagle.
The Beagle's.
Why we have him here.
It's going to be great. I like the Beagle and everybody who wrote on it.
Fun times already.
Fun stuff. I love it, Miss Meniscus. All right.
All right. So I have a couple of travelers that are going to be asking some questions.
Okay.
So I have my first traveler,
Okay.
James Hook. He's from London.
James Hook from London.
He is.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Ahoy, matey. And
Uh-huh.
he wants
Does
to
he
know,
like alligators?
I think crocodiles. are very
Crocodiles?
scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does want to know something.
Okay. James
He
Hook.
said, have we always looked the same?
Have we always looked the same? No, we've not always looked the same. That's crazy. Things always change, James. I mean, at first you had a hand, now you have a hook. You know, kind of those things. No, actually, there's this process called evolution. Okay, it's when a species changes over time. Okay, and so the human beings have actually changed a lot over time. We've gotten taller over time. Our brains have gotten bigger over time. It's hard to even fit this Santa hat on because Mr. Stein's brain is so big right now. Okay. Yes. Our eye sockets have actually gotten smaller. So lots of things change over time. We've gotten less hair on our skin and everything like that. Our appendix is disappearing because we don't eat the same kind of foods that we used to. And so, yes, that's very nice. I wasn't expecting the glasses.
I was thinking about my eyesight when you said the eyes. I really, sometimes I can't see.
Yes. So there's this process called evolution that just means that species changes over time. So we've definitely changed from years past, and we're going to continue to change in the future. And that process is known as evolution, Mr. James Hook.
Sounds like a good process. How long does that process take? A very long time?
That's a good point,
Or
yes.
A quick and short time?
No, actually, it takes millions of years. It takes a long time. I know, it takes a long time. So it's not like standing online to get, a hot dog at the hot dog stand or anything like that. You're not going to see it.
I'm too impatient for this evolution stuff. I don't know if I can handle waiting that long.
Yeah, there's no way to rush it. It takes generation after generation after generation after generation of reproducing and reproducing and reproducing to actually see the changes.
Exhausting.
It is exhausting. Yes, absolutely. So don't wait up. It's like trying to wait up for Santa. If you wait up for Santa, it doesn't come.
Sounds like it's a pretty gradual thing.
Very gradual process. All right. You ready for question number 2?
I sure am.
All right, here we go. This is from Eric Cartman from Southport, Colorado Springs. Here we go. Eric asks,
Cold there.
what's that?
I think it's very cold there.
It is cold there. Yes. I think they're having a storm too. All right. Eric asks, why does my lizard change colors?
That is very, very interesting.
That's right.
Well, I tell you, there is a thing called camouflage. And you know what camouflage is?
What's camouflage?
It's a really, really helpful thing. It's kind of like my mask. If I want to hide from somebody, I put my camouflage on.
Mm-hmm.
So species, they have to adapt to their environment because they don't want to get eaten by a predator.
Mm-hmm.
So if they could do something to make them well hidden, like camouflage, it's a great thing because they're going to survive. right?
Mm-hmm.
So camouflage is one of those things called an adaptation. It's an example of an adaptation.
Oh.
And it's a pretty, really good one.
Yeah.
I wish I could camouflage myself.
Yes, sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm. You can hide. So an adaptation is when something is. I'm even at a loss right now.
I guess I didn't explain it very well. Well, I could tell you, we have great adaptations as humans.
We do.
Thumbs up.
Yes.
You got a great adaptation. You have an opposable thumb.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's so great because we could play video games and we could text. Imagine texting without your thumbkin.
Oh my goodness.
Try it.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I have to hit the speaker thing and just talk into it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to. I'm sure our ancestors needed it to grasp and hold things and climb whatever they had to do.
Oh, you know what I heard? You know what I heard about an adaptation? Is it really true that owls can fly in complete silence, like ninja owls, because of their feathers? So that's why they can hunt so well?
I thought you meant the environment was silent. You mean
No.
They don't make any noise when they fly?
No, they don't make any noise. They're like ninja owls.
Maybe that's why I never see them.
That's right.
I don't even know they're there.
And they can fly at night too, I heard. Yeah.
Ooh, are you kidding by this information?
All right. So adaptations help animals in their environment.
Pretty much.
Cool.
There's a ton of them. I could go on and on.
Oh, yes. There's camouflage. There's ninja owls. There's camels with long tongues to wipe sand out of their eyes, right? And long eyelashes and stuff.
What about the peacocks and their fancy feathers so they can get their mates?
Oh, yes. They go up like this and they flap them like that and everything like that. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're behavioral adaptations too.
Oh, yeah?
Like there's this, what's that thing with the 8 legs? Octopus.
Oh, yeah. I was going to go spider.
Of the water. That's what he does. He does a dance to get his mates. Dance.
Does he? I didn't know.
I know.
He needs a lot of dance shoes.
An adaptation is anything or behavior that helps an organism survive better in its environment.
Oh.
That's an adaptation.
But you know what I remember learning in junior high school? I love it. This one. It's about polar bears. You know, polar bears are white, right? Their fur color is white.
No.
You know what color their skin is?
White.
Nope.
Yellow.
Nope.
Red.
Nope.
I'm not good at this game.
It's black. They have black, like dark black skin underneath the white fur. It keeps them warm.
Can't see it.
Yeah, no, you can't because the fur covers it up. So they camouflage in with the white, but the black skin underneath keeps them warm up at the North Pole.
You kidding me?
No, serious.
This is like a day of fun facts, I tell you.
I know. So yeah, we could talk about adaptations for a long time. So that was good.
So we should stop now.
We should probably move on. We have a limited attention span for our viewers. They usually only last about 10 to 12 minutes.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Let's continue on our voyage.
Okay,
then.
let's continue. On the Beagle, I like that. The voyage on the Beagle.
The voyage of the Beagle.
Yep.
Is it my turn or your turn?
I believe it's your turn. It's your turn.
Okay. What does survival of the fittest mean? That is Mr. Jack Sparrow. He's right now in the Caribbean.
Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow. Good question, Jack. What does survival of the fittest mean? That's what you've been doing, Jack, for a long time. You've been surviving. Survival of the fittest means that only the strong are going to survive in the environment. This is strong, yes. You have to be well adapted to that environment in order to survive. So there's this old scientist named Charlie. We call him Charles Darwin, okay? And he was...
Chucky D.
What's that?
Chucky D.
Chucky D, yes, Chucky D. And he was the one that, right there, yeah, he sailed the Beagle. Yep, that he was on the Beagle. And
nice.
It is nice. There's lots of room for different animals in there, I hope.
Somebody in there.
Is there? So Charles Darwin, he came up with this idea of natural selection, which means nature selects who's going to live and who's going to die. Okay?
Naturally.
Yes, naturally. So the idea of survival of the fittest is within natural selection where only the strong survive. And if you're not strong enough or if you're not well adapted enough, you have to be adapted to your environment to survive as long as you can. Okay? And that's what... What's that?
You gotta go to the gym. You gotta get strong.
You gotta get strong. That's right. You gotta get strong because what happens in natural selection is, first of all, Too many organisms reproduce. Organisms
Again,
reproduce
so
so
many
much.
babies.
Yeah, they reproduce so much that they know that not everyone's going to be survive. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo?
Oh,
So
breaking my heart.
so sad. So
I'm
sad.
so sad.
Your light went out again.
I'm just gonna stay here. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. You're good. Yeah. So in Finding Nemo, if our viewers have seen Finding Nemo at the very beginning, Barracuda comes and eats all of Nemo's brothers and sisters. Oh, there, now it's flashing. That looks nice. That's good. That's enough light. So Nemo's the only one that survives the Barracuda attack. Now, that's a form of natural selection because he was fit enough. He survived more than all of his brothers and sisters.
It was a really sad movie.
It was really sad. So what that does is that forms something called competition. So now there's too many people fighting for the same resources, so it forms competition. Okay?
You gotta fight.
You got to fight to reproduce.
That's true.
That's
It's
true.
just a game.
So now,
It
yep. So now that only the strongest are surviving and they're living a lot longer, then when they reproduce, they're going to pass on those adaptations that you mentioned earlier, those traits that help them survive in the future. And so this is why animals change through time. What's that?
That makes a lot of sense, Mr. Stein, now that I think about it.
Did you know giraffes used to have little short necks?
No.
They used to be little short necks.
I know what happened. They
What?
stretch them out, right? They're a long time. They just stretch it.
Yeah, they hang themselves from trees and stretch. No, they don't stretch them. So this is what happened. So the only giraffes that were surviving were the ones that were eating little brush trees that were like leaves up higher on the trees. They were able to eat those and survive. The shorter giraffes weren't. So Miss Meniscus, if your parents are tall when you're born, how are you probably going to turn out?
A lot of times you resemble your parents, so maybe just tall like them.
Right, exactly. So these giraffes with longer necks had baby giraffes with longer necks. Yeah. So yeah, over millions of years.
Giraffes with longer necks and longer necks, and over time the longer necks and longer necks and longer necks, and before you know it, gradually, years later,
boom.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Long neck giraffes.
Yeah. So this is all nature's way of selecting who's gonna live and who's gonna die.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
And it's all because of too many offspring, too many babies.
Too many offspring, too many babies.
Yep. Limited supply of resources.
Yes, limited supply.
And they're gonna fight to survive. Competition, whatever it takes.
Yep.
Best, well suited for their environment. Survive.
So cheers to.
You gotta survive and reproduce.
Yep. Cheers to surviving. Cheers. Very good.
I'm a survivor.
I will survive. Dun, dun. I always have to dance when that song comes on.
That's good. That's a good wedding song.
It is. Oh, they play that at every single wedding I've been to.
Every single
one.
It's a requirement.
I think so. All right, I've got another question.
Okay.
All right, this is from Kenny McCormick in Boulder, Colorado. Kenny, yes, this is from Kenny.
Hi, Kenny.
He says, "What did, as you call him, Chucky D? What did Charles Darwin observe on his beagle to make him come up with this stuff? What was he looking at?
On his boat?
On his boat, yes. What did Chucky D see from his boat that made him come up with these ideas?"
So Charles Darwin, this is a story time. I know you
story time. I love stories. Yes, I do. Okay. Story time.
He was what we call a naturalist. He studied nature, the things in the environment. So he took this long voyage and trip amongst the Beagle, and he stopped in a place called the Galapagos Islands.
The Galapagos?
Galapagos.
Okay.
Near South America. Very, very, very nice.
Okay.
I actually hear it's a very nice place to go on vacation.
Oh, we should go on vacation then.
We should. They close it sometimes.
Okay.
But sometimes you can go.
Okay.
Okay, so he goes on this ship and he decides he's going to study a bunch of different organisms, two specifically that he's known for, the biggest tortoises that you ever did see. I mean, I'm not talking giant. Like as big as your car, Mr. Stein.
Oh.
Very much.
Whoa.
I know.
That's big.
Can't believe what he sees there.
Mm-hmm.
The diversity. So many genetically different things. He also studied these little birds. They were called finches. And he realized that they were very different, even though they were all finches. And he wondered why they were all so different. So he looked at, he said, you know what it is? They eat different foods.
Oh.
And they do better because they have different beaks.
Oh.
And so nature was deciding which finches did better.
Wow. So some like pizza, some like Taco Bell, some like McDonald's hamburgers.
Totally. I
Wow.
mean, it's just crazy what these birds eat. They eat like birds.
They eat like birds. So that helped them reduce their competition from natural selection to help them all survive?
Many survived.
Wow.
It was better for them, yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? I have to tell you, those finches, they also, over time, you started to see very, very diverse changes, right? Like you said, you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And the birds that were doing better, they survived.
Oh, okay. So the little variations in their beak made them better adapted to their environment to help them survive in the survival of the fittest and help them evolve to where they are today?
Mm-hmm. And then he wrote this big giant book. He called it The Origin of Species.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that book.
Every time I try to read it, I fall asleep.
It's like this. I use
giant.
sometimes it props my door open in class.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, all right, cool.
He's very famous.
He is very famous. I feel like our story is even evolving as we're talking about this.
Things evolve too.
Uh-huh.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I remember my first cell phone didn't look like this.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Do you remember Zach Morris's cell phone?
Oh, it was big. You'll click, 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 click. Yep.
They really changed over time.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, things get more complicated. They've gone from simple to more complex. They've gone from small to big. And
agreed.
Wow. All right. So evolution is everywhere.
It really is.
Oh, very cool.
A beautiful thing. Gradual. I like it.
Gradual. That's right. Gradual. Here, cheers again. That was good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To Chucky D.
To Chucky D. Love Chucky D.
Darwin. He's my buddy.
I like him. All right. What do you got my way? Coming my way.
This one. Watch out.
Uh-oh.
This is Mr. Cruz. He's in the Caspian Sea. Tommy Cruise.
Tommy.
He wants to know what happened to the dinosaurs. Why? Because he wants to get one and he can't.
Yeah. Dinosaurs aren't around anymore. Didn't you see Jurassic Park? No, just kidding. Yeah. So dinosaurs. A lot of people think a big meteor hit. This happened. That happened. Actually, yeah. That would have destroyed the whole Earth. Actually, what happened to the dinosaurs is dinosaurs were not able to adapt to the environment fast enough. They were not able to evolve with the environment as it changed. So since they couldn't adapt fast enough with the environment, they couldn't stay alive long enough to find mates to reproduce, and they ended up dying off. It's so sad. It's a sad story.
That's really sad.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would love a little pet velociraptor or T-Rex. You can imagine coming to school on a T-Rex.
So what's that called when there's no longer a species on the planet gone? There's not even one.
Oh, there's not even. That's called extinction.
Oh, that sounds serious.
Yeah, it's very serious. It's when there's
permanent.
Yes, it's when there's no more of a species. The species has disappeared. They're not reproducing anymore, and they're gone forever. It's very sad.
That is sad. I hope that's not a last question because I don't want to end on that note.
No, we will not end on a sad note. This just in. We got another one for you.
Oh, good.
Yes, we got another one. Don't worry.
Fantastic.
So this is from Stan Marsh from Vail, Colorado. This is from Stan. Okay. He says, what proof is there that this evolution thing is happening? If it takes millions of years, where's the proof that it's happening if we can't see it right in front of our eyes?
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, Stan likes to ask these questions.
As scientists, we got to make some inferences sometimes.
Ooh,
that's why it's a theory. We weren't even here for Chucky D. We weren't here for Charles Darwin. But this is what we have found. We do have evidence, and it's very supportive. So, I will tell you some of that evidence. We got these things called fossils. You can dig them. And you dig it, we can dig it. Right?
Yep.
And we found out that guess what? There used to be other organisms on the planet, and they're not here no more. Nope.
Really?
They're extinct. Yeah, so we figured out that they must have been here a long time ago. We didn't know that.
Nope.
But we found fossils. That's proof.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but we also noticed, like you were talking about the giraffe, that common ancestors, they didn't look exactly the same. We've changed.
That's true.
So you can see the change.
Mm-hmm.
So when you dig in the rock. There's rock layers. It's like a little history book in the rocks.
Ooh.
You can go, the further you go, the law of superpositioning.
Oh,
it's a good one.
Big words.
All the way down to the bottom, That's the oldest.
That's the oldest. So the deeper you go, the older you get.
Yeah, so you can go far down and see old things that were here millions of years ago with the fossils. So the fossil record, and it's a little time, like I said, like a little book, stories, and we love story time. And there's other pieces of evidence too.
Really? Where?
Well, you ever look at embryos of all different, the little
Yes, they look very similar.
They look very similar. We look, you can't even tell us apart. A chicken, a turtle, a human. When we're only a few days old, guess what? Can't tell us apart.
Nope.
Because we probably had a common ancestor.
Yeah,
saying.
That's right. All right, so we all started kind of together, and we've kind of gone out to our own evolutionary trees, and because
like a tree, the branches.
All right. Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So it seems to be that we came from some sort of common ancestor. That's what the evidence supports.
All right. So by looking at fossils and looking at how we develop and even our DNA, I heard we have about 75% of our DNA is the same as a mosquito.
Wow.
I know. Mind blowing.
And I don't even like mosquitoes.
No, neither do I. We've definitely, so we've evolved away from them.
Yeah. In fact, if you do study DNA, the closer your DNA is, the closer your bases are to something else. That's a close relative to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
DNA tells it all. Doesn't lie.
So we find evidence for this evolution thing all over the place. This is not like something new that we just came up with.
No, it's very supportive.
Okay.
I have to tell you.
Very cool. Wow, I learned a lot today. That was very good.
It was like an evolution of thought.
Evolution, yes. And we just branched out all over the place.
It was great.
Very good.
And we brewed up some really nice curiosity.
We did.
From voyages and sailors and captains.
I love it.
Cheers, Mr. Stein.
Cheers. Enjoy your
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
In the storm.
That's right. And don't hurt yourself shoveling snow. It's supposed to be a wet, heavy snow. Good for snowballs and snowmen.
You can dig it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun.
Yep. Maybe I'll find some fossils under there.
Oh boy.
All right.
Gotta dig deep.
All right. Until next time, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.